Hi, I'm Daniel Stair of Daniel's Training Services, and I provide training and consulting services for the management of waste and also for the transportation of hazardous materials. The purpose of this video is to briefly explain new regulations of the U.S. Department of Transportation and the impact of those regulations on the transport of lithium batteries. Okay, so let's get right into it. Well, first, let's have some explanations and some disclaimers. First off, this video will be a very brief overview, a summary of some very complex regulations, some new regulations. And so I've written an article for my blog on this topic. So this video is a summary of that article. I'll have a link to that article in the description to this video. So if you watch this and you're interested in more information, by all means go to that article on my blog. Also, I have a disclaimer, so instead of going through all that here, please refer to my disclaimer video. Should be a link to it up here somewhere. All right, go to that video, watch it, proceed with caution. Also, in this video, I'm not going to go back to the nuts and bolts and the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3, so I'm going to assume if you're watching this far, you have an understanding about the regulations for the transportation of lithium batteries. If you don't, this video really won't do you much good. Okay? If you do need to learn more about the transportation of lithium batteries, you can read other articles that are on my blog or see other videos on my channel here, or just contact me if you have a question. Okay, so with that out of the way, now the scope and applicability of this video and of these regulations. These regulations represent changes to the hazardous materials regulations of the U.S. Department of Transportation. These new regulations were published in the Federal Register and went into effect on March 6, 2019. So as of the making of this video, they're still pretty new, all right? These new regulations, because they were passed by the U.S. Department of Transportation, are applicable solely to the transportation of hazardous materials within the U.S. However, these changes were done to harmonize the USDOT domestic regulations with the already existing international regulations. So pretty much everything that the DOT did here in these new regulations has already been done before by the international regs and is already in place. Okay? These new rules primarily, and that's key, primarily affect the transportation of lithium batteries by air. That's what they're meant to change. That's the regulations that they changed. However, there is one aspect of these new regulations that affect how you ship or will ship a lithium battery by ground. That includes vessel, that includes rail, and that includes highway. So this new regulation, even though it's all about the air regs, does impact, will change how you ship lithium batteries by highway, by rail, even by vessel within the U.S. Okay? Okay, so what are those changes? And we're going to start with the big one. Okay? The big change from this whole packet of new regulations was that certain packages of lithium batteries are now forbidden for transport as cargo on a passenger aircraft. Those packages that are now forbidden on passenger aircraft are lithium-ion batteries packed alone. That's UN 3480. That's its identification number. So lithium-ion batteries packed alone in a package. They're now banned on passenger aircraft. Also, lithium-ion batteries packed with or in the equipment they're meant to power, and that's UN 3481, okay? If, that's a big if the net weight of the lithium batteries in the package is more than 5 kilograms, okay? Now, the reason why this is so significant is because the USDOT didn't used to have this ban prior to March 6 for lithium-ion batteries. it did have an existing ban for lithium metal batteries. So you might miss that change, okay? You might look at it and go, well, what's the difference? They already had this ban on lithium batteries. Yes, but prior to March 6th, that ban on lithium batteries as cargo on a passenger aircraft only applied to lithium metal batteries. Now, under the regulations of the USDOT, it applies to lithium metal, that's still there, and lithium ion. That's the big change, okay? And now you might be thinking, well, why? What's the big deal? Okay, so I can't put lithium ion batteries as cargo on a passenger aircraft. You may not ship lithium ion batteries as cargo on a passenger aircraft. Does that change anything? Yes, it still does. And here's the big thing, all right? Now, as of March 6, 2019, all packages of the type I just mentioned, okay, straight lithium ion batteries and lithium ion batteries in or with equipment, if the package weighs more than 5 kilograms, all right, as of March 6th, those packages must display one of the following, and I'm going to show it to you in just a second, one of the following lithium battery marks or labels. All right, and that's big. This requirement used to only apply to lithium metal batteries. Now, under this new rule, there is an additional package mark and or label requirement for your lithium ion batteries, even when they're shipped by vessel, by rail, or by highway. All right, so it's going to change how you ship lithium ion batteries by highway, and that is the big deal. Okay, so right now, or in a second, okay, I'm going to show you what those package marks or labels must look like. Here they are here. And we're going to bring it back. Okay, so that's what they look like. Now, to follow that up, right up here, I have a link to a video I made that describes the specifications for those marks or labels. So if you're going to mark or label your lithium ion battery package now, as you must, and you're going to use one of them, they got to be the right specifications. Okay, so this video that I'm going to have a link to up here will tell you what those specifications are. All right, so we've got that, and again, the big deal there is that package mark or label requirement used to only apply to lithium metal batteries, but now it applies to lithium ion as well. And if you're thinking that's okay, we don't ship our lithium batteries by air, it doesn't matter. The regs don't say that. The regs just say if you ship a package that meets those criteria, right? Lithium ion battery alone, or a lithium ion battery in or with equipment, where the package, the net weight of the lithium battery in the package is more than 5 kilograms, now those must display one of those package marks or labels we just showed you, okay? All right, so that's the big thing. That is the big change. Watch out for that. These package marks or labels that we just showed you will be in addition to any other required package marks or labels that might be necessary on your lithium battery package. There's a lot. You're only getting a small snippet of it here, okay? Just letting you, bringing you up to date on this new change here. And that's the big one out of these new regulations, okay? There were some other changes from these new regulations. I'm only going to hit them real quick here. You can read the article if you want more information. So the second change from this new rule was that a lithium-ion battery packed alone and transported by air, cargo air now, right, must be offered for transport at a state of charge of 30% or less of its rated capacity. Any big deal there? Not really, because that change to the USDOT regulations partially harmonized with existing international regs. The International Air Transport Association already requires that for both lithium ion and lithium metal. So as a practical matter, if you were shipping by air, lithium batteries by air anyways, you were probably already doing that. So this change from DOT there, that one really didn't do much. The third change from these new regulations is that packages of lithium batteries subject to the small lithium battery exception at 49 CFR 173.185C4. Did you get all that? Okay, that's the packaging exception in the DOT regulations if you're shipping smaller lithium batteries by air. All right? Well, the new rule says that now packages of lithium batteries shipped that way are limited to only one package per consignment or overpack. Okay? Big deal there? Not really, because again, this new rule from the DOT merely harmonized its regulations with the existing international regs. So IATA, in their dangerous goods regulations, already had those restrictions on shipping lithium batteries. It really doesn't change as a practical matter. I don't think it'll change what you're doing shipping lithium batteries. The fourth change from these new DOT regulations is the DOT put in a limited exception to those requirements. So the restriction from shipping lithium-ion batteries as cargo on passenger aircraft, well, you can get an exception to that. The DOT will allow you to do it in certain conditions. And the restriction on shipping lithium-ion batteries at 30% of their rated capacity, you can get an exception to that as well. Now, it is a limited exception. It's only for certain medical devices, and it's only in certain situations. So they gave you these restrictions, they gave you these limitations, and then here, in the same rule, they give you an exception to them, all right? Now, what's the big deal there? Well, possibly a lot. If you ship lithium-ion batteries, or any lithium batteries, by air within the U.S., you may be able to take advantage of this exception. And it will allow you to ship lithium batteries in a way that the regulations don't normally allow. Okay? Okay, so that's it. 4 changes to the domestic regulations for shipping lithium batteries by air. All the numbers 2 through 4, probably not that big a deal. But the number 1, remember that one. It changes the way you display package marks and labels on ground shipments of lithium-ion batteries. So that's a big deal, okay? Again, this is only a brief summary of some very complex regs. Please refer to that article, the link to the article in my description, and read other articles on my blog. I'm going to be posting more stuff and putting more videos up about shipping lithium batteries. Please see them, and please contact me with any questions. Thank you very much. Hi, I hope you liked that video. I hope it gave you information. I hope it helped you. So if you could help me out, that'd be great as well. You can subscribe to my channel. You can view the other videos that I've had, or you can connect with me on social media, check out my website, and always feel free to contact me if you have a question. Thank you.